There was an idea that was thought of in the 80s. It started, the plan didn't begin till the 90s. It was planned back out in the 80s fucking 30 years ago, but it took place in the 80s and it's still formatting as going today and stuff. It's called Project Cash Flow and stuff like this. Okay, what this was and stuff. The FBI was asking too many questions and stuff like that. So, Frank Telly and Frito Farisi, and I actually don't know everybody, the consigliere, I forget his name. But they had to sit down and they said, listen, all we need is about $1 billion or $2 billion in legitimate businesses. Then we can run everything illegitimate or legitimate. There's too much cash flow and stuff like that. The cops come to us, we'll have our attorney bury him with paperwork and shit like that. That fucking Jew is good at that. Okay, so what we did was we say we're going to have some special things in order. We're going to have to buy up all the real estate, commercial real estate, not residential, in the part of Chicago that we're in. Then we're going to have to get our cousins to send us some economic funds. There was about $10 billion in Italy and stuff like that. You know, we send all our cash back to Italy and stuff like that, laundering and shit like that. So, okay, so we start buying up commercial real estate, stuff like that. We start going to businesses and stuff. Then all of a sudden, Frank Telly announces that he's going to be running for the governor of Chicago and stuff. And then they said like stuff like that. Okay, the majority of the voters or stuff were Italian there and stuff like that. So you know what, we they don't give a fuck that if he's a wise guy or stuff like that. Now you know, nobody is ever allowed to acknowledge that the mafia even exists. You're not allowed to. They don't like it and stuff like that. Not on camera, not in person, not ever and stuff like that. So they don't ever have anything recorded of Frank Telly saying that he's a part of it. So really, there's really no proof that anybody's a part of it. The only time we acknowledge it is in the cave in the middle of nowhere in Chicago. Underground, a place we do. It's soundproof and stuff that nobody knows where it's at and stuff like that. Okay, so we do Project Cash Flow. Okay, so we have we go to businesses and stuff. Italian residents, how they've contributed, what's their idea, what kind of a business do they want, and stuff like that. And we pick the top candidates and stuff like that. Also, we were going around to the businesses and walking and stuff like that. I saw Mr. Kent, and he was pushing this. He was yelling at Mrs. Luciani. You know, this is a fucking 70-year-old woman and stuff like that. I've known this woman my whole fucking life. You know, nice fucking woman. You know, and you know, I said, "What the fuck is your problem, man?" He says, I said, "You know what, Mrs. Luciani can be the manager with manager pay, and you can get minimum wage and push that fucking card and stuff like that." He says, "I got a fucking college degree." I says, "Don't tell me about a fucking college degree. I got a fucking gun. And you know what? There's a fucking billionaires and stuff like that. Every fucking night, I meet people smarter than you and stuff. I got a college degree too. I learned more on the streets than I did in the college and stuff like that. Well, there's a lot of crap in school that doesn't apply to the world and stuff like that. And the way the sABATINI family works is if we need to know it, we'll learn it. For instance, we didn't need to know calculus until our family got on Wall Street. Then when we got on Wall Street, calculus became reliable, usable. So you know what? We fucking mastered it. Fucking better than any of those Ivy League pricks, MIT or Stanford or any of those guys and stuff like that. We learn what we need to know in order to be successful in business. Okay, so anyway, I tell this prick, I say, okay, listen, I'm going to come back in 1 month. You do her job for 1 month, and she'll do your job for 1 month. Okay, now either she'll continue to be the manager, and you'll pretend you push the fucking cart, and you better not say one mean word to Mrs. Luciani ever again, or I'll come back and kick your fucking ass. Okay, okay, I said, you're going to set her up with a business of her liking in a territory. We're going to give you several territories so you're going to contribute to this, we're going to contribute to this. She does the work, we're going to be 50-50 partners. You can put her family in there, her sons, everybody like that and stuff like that. Everybody's got a business, okay? So there starts to be this mad cash flow. Suddenly people that make minimum wage, that work at factories, who can barely get by, have their own stores. Thanks to the sABATINI family and stuff like that. We're not really making a lot of money. We're making some money and stuff like that. But what it's doing is it's getting this great cash flow on the street. People are moving here and stuff like that. You know, we keep certain areas. We make sure there's we let whoever wants to, but we make sure that there's a certain amount of Italian population here and stuff like that. Some people in our area don't even speak English. You know, so you know, we get this cash flow. Now, people that never made any kind of money, suddenly making $100,000 a year, people buying cars, condos, stuff like that. Suddenly, by the year 1998, the average real estate price of the house reaches $1 million, yes. The FBI is like, what the fuck is happening here and stuff like that. You know? And then, you know, Frank Terry really didn't do nothing. There was a lot of people. He was a front man and stuff like that. So he just announced this to the population and stuff like that. But you know what? We're more than just making money for ourselves and stuff like this. We like to make money for our people and stuff like that. Just like I described in the difference between a celebrity and us. A celebrity is faking something. They're a phony. We're really doing something. And if you know what you're doing in this, there's the potential to make millions, if not billions of dollars and stuff like that. We make like fucking politician kind of money. And big business type of money and stuff like that. You know? And, but nobody can ever admit the existence of this thing of ours and stuff like that. I was caught one time and when we had a discussion and stuff like that. We were just, you know, we don't care about the taps and stuff like that in the hotel when we're announcing new, you know, people and their important stuff like that. I was in the room and I explained to the FBI that I'm a fitness trainer and I have to be around certain kinds of people to discuss business stuff and stuff. And I'm not, they can't say that I'm a part of the mafia, you know. So there's nowhere in the public where I talk about it and stuff like that. You know, somebody comes from out of town, they say, you in the fucking mafia? We say, shut the fuck up, and we punch them. There's no existence of it and stuff like that. Somebody wants to come into our neighborhood, start trouble, start selling meth or something like that, and in the areas that are not designated for it. We walk up to them with baseball bats, 250-pound, 300-pound guys. Walk up to them. Say, hey, we're the guys. He says, what do you mean we're the guys? I say, you've seen the fucking movies and stuff. I'm not going to go into it. The Sopranos or whatever. Goodfellas. We're the fucking guys. Get the fuck out of here. Okay? Don't bring that shit in our territory. You'll get really hurt. There are rules to this and stuff. And if you want to see our boss and talk about designated rules, maybe we might be able to discuss business. But you know what? You'd have to be carrying a lot more product. A lot more product than that fucking 8-ball that you're holding right now. Okay? But we're going to give you a pass this one time. But you see these guys here with baseball bats? The only way to ensure people do a good job is to fucking pay them, okay? And I pay them thousands of dollars to walk these streets and beat the fuck out of people that do things that they're not supposed to do around here. They do other things too, but that's one of their jobs. The only way to make sure a job's done right is if you pay them. Pay them what they're worth. I don't give a fuck if I like them or not. I'm gonna fucking pay them and stuff. This is business and stuff like that. So that's how the cash flow and stuff like that. Then we were able to set up the little happy land with every kind of fucking drug ever underneath the ground. But we first had to get $2 million or $2 billion in legitimate money and stuff like that, and that's what we did and stuff like that. The FBI tried to hit us with audits and stuff like that, and how we countered that is we should this fucking Jew prick lawyer and stuff that we have. He's a fucking ace. He got Freddie Farizio, or he got Frito Farizzi off 18 fucking times and stuff like that. He fucking buries him with paperwork. They put so much fucking paperwork. I mean, it's to the fucking silly. I'm not exaggerating. It takes 2 years for this fucking paperwork to go through. Then, after 2 years, we change the name of the fucking business. We keep the same fucking people in there. We just turn it on. It's the same thing like that. The paperwork starts over and stuff like that. So finally, the FBI called him and said, "Hey, listen, congratulations, you fucking Jew prick. You know what? You did it. We don't want to fucking read this anymore," and stuff like that. So that's how we got it off and stuff like that. And then we think, do we want to do other things and stuff like that? There's nothing wrong with legitimate money. You know, money is money. You know, I'm not going to do fucking crazy things like sell cocaine and stuff like that if I don't have to. You know, but if there's some fucking cocaine and I deal with the problem and I'm involved in the politics that set the area to the guidelines of the area that which it's distributed and sold, I don't want to do that for nothing. I want a piece of that. And I'm going to make sure I get a piece of that. Because I work towards that. And stuff like that. These things, these drugs and stuff, it's going to fucking happen anyway, okay? You know, you're fucking delusional if you think you're going to rid the planet of drugs and stuff. Because it's going to be all over stuff. You know what? You might as well regulate it, keep it away from the children, and get a little piece of it for yourself, okay? And that's how they started the cash flow that was thought of in the 80s, that's still going on today. The cash flow. Except our legitimate money is up to $4 billion. You surround, then you, when you can take the money and that's part of it and stuff. When you put it out on the street and stuff, you start to put cash around yourself and stuff like that. Then suddenly it becomes like very impossible to fucking catch you and stuff like that. There's people with billions of dollars and they don't even know that they fucking exist or whatever and stuff like that. I'm not looking to get laid. I'm not looking for stardom. I'm looking just to fucking get paid. This is what I know how to do, and this is what I knew what I grew up with. And you know what? It's a fucking good thing. Because I'm not a fucking actor. I'm the real fucking thing. And you know what? I know how to do my job very well. And I'm going to get fucking paid. That's all I care about.